If you are moving out of New Jersey, I realize that there are a lot of moving parts, a lot of stuff going through your mind. So in this video, I want to take you through some common oversights that I see with some of my clients when they're selling their home here in New Jersey and they're moving out of state, so that you can get all of your ducks in a row and make your move just a little bit less stressful. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Robert Webb, and real quick, if you are thinking about selling your house here in New Jersey, my team and I are all licensed realtors. That is what we are here to do. Send us an email or give us a call. Our information is always down below in the description, and you can always visit our website to get a little bit more information about us. Let's get in touch. Now, let's go over some common oversights that I see when I have clients moving out of the great state of New Jersey. Number one, make sure that you have a go box. This is going to be all sorts of stuff in it that you aren't necessarily thinking about now as you're planning the overall logistics of moving. I recommend having things like screws, screwdrivers, tools, hammers, all of the stuff that you use to disassemble your house here in New Jersey. Have it handy when you get to your new place. It's not going to magically reassemble itself. You're going to need those items. Second, make sure that you have cleaning supplies, things like Windex, soap, dish rags, because the previous owners don't quite clean it just as much as you would for yourself. This is also going to include the basics, things like toilet paper, paper towels. Make sure that you have this because you're going to be happy that you have it in an emergency. And lastly, in the go box, I recommend packing clothes for everyone in your family. Let's assume that everything doesn't go quite perfect to plan. You might have to stay in a hotel because a car got a flat or the truck couldn't make it on time. And you're going to be happy that you have all of these things, including fresh clothes, if something doesn't go quite to plan. Taking your time to have all of this essentially at your fingertips rather than trying to dig through boxes and bins that are all piled up once the movers unload it, even if things do go to plan, is going to make your life so much easier and give you a jumpstart on putting your new house back together. Number two, plan your move early. I'm specifically talking about moving trucks. These companies can be booked up weeks, sometimes months in advance. So if you are trying to scramble at the last minute and get something booked, you may find yourself packing your own truck and moving yourself. But some other possibilities is that you then have to adjust your own schedule to accommodate a moving company that can be available that works for them, not necessarily you. Or you have to go with a less than reputable company that you otherwise wouldn't have hired. Or, and potentially the worst, you don't read all of the fine print because you are rushing only to discover that in order for them to give you that price, they don't send your stuff to you until that truck is full. And sometimes that means that you have to wait for another house to sell here in New Jersey for them to pack that up before they consider it full and then bring it to you. I've actually seen this. You'll probably be glad that you have a go box in this case. So do yourself a favor and plan early so that you can make things all buttoned up on your end and just a little bit easier. Number three, temporary storage pods. If you don't know what these are, it is going to be life-changing. They are storage containers that get dropped off in your driveway. They can be packed up by you and then stored either a short period of time or a long period of time. So where I have liked to recommend these are when you know that you're going to be moving, let's say in the winter. Instead of simply packing up your summer clothes, decorations, and outside furniture and putting them in the basement, get a pod and pack it now. Not only are you going to split your packing into two parts, making it easier and more manageable, but you also get to declutter your house of all that extra stuff that you don't need, which allows your agent to showcase your house even better to the open market. It also allows you to save on moving costs. Pack up all the small stuff and leave only the larger stuff for the moving company to deal with. Number four, make sure that you have turned on the utilities at the new property. This is something that I used to always have to remind my clients to do. And when I hired my first assistant, I made sure to put her in charge of reminding our clients to put these utilities in their name for when they purchased a house. Because if they didn't, that leads to a whole nother set of issues. You don't want to pack up here in New Jersey, drive for hours and hours to your new place, only to realize that there is a door hanger saying that the electricity and water have been shut off due to the previous owner canceling service. Even though you can call the emergency number and get them out there relatively quick most of the time, is that really something that you want to deal with? or even worse, you have to stay in a hotel or incur costs because they can't come until tomorrow, make sure that you change these over before the closing day. Number 5, make sure that you know how your new town or city operates. I once had a client who was moving out of NJ to New York City. Everything was going along just fine, closing was smooth, and then I went to check in on them to see how their move went a week or so later, only to find out that the building they moved into only allowed large furniture to be moved on Tuesdays and Fridays. And if you didn't schedule that in advance with the building ahead of time, you were kind of out of luck. And since they didn't know about this, they incurred storage charge that they otherwise wouldn't have had to pay had they taken their time to speak to their agent in New York City and make sure they understood how things worked in that new area. Another one that I heard from a client of mine was when they moved to more remote areas, there's a lack of handymen and service contractors available. Moving to the middle of nowhere, away from neighbors, definitely comes with its pros, but can also come with some cons. Make sure that you think about things holistically as you are preparing to move. And last but not least, number 6, have a garage sale before you go. If you are moving south, you probably don't need all the heavy winter clothes and equipment anyway. If you are downsizing, you probably don't need all that furniture. Think about what the items that you're going to be using in your next house, and everything else, sell it now. Don't spend your time, energy, or money on moving things to another state if you're just going to throw it away or sell it when you get there. You are paying to move all of that stuff, and that equals more time, both in packing and unpacking in your new place. Besides, this gives you another chance to purge your home of stuff and allows you to show your house in even better light and ideally get a higher sales price. Pretty cool, right? It can feel absolutely amazing, especially if you get to donate some stuff to someone who can really use it. So be deliberate about what you bring with you to that new place. That's all I got for you. I hope this shed some light on the moving process and took some of the anxiety out of it. If you ever want to get started working with me and my team buying or selling your home here in the heart of NJ, I encourage you to check out more about us on our website. It's always down below, or you can give us a call or send us an email. I would love to learn about your situation and what your plans are.